Hi everybody, this is LD Gaming, and today I woke up to a couple big surprises. Number 1, Nier Automata, Valkyria Revolution, and Gravity Rush 2 all have demos dropping today, which means I get to make some YouTube videos. Number 2, Final Fantasy XV's new patch is installed, and I completely forgot about that, so if I'm feeling up to it, I'll do a quick review of some of the new features the patch brings. And number 3, I am sick, so this review is going to sound terrible. My apologies. I will try and edit out all the sniffles as best as I can, but please bear with me. So let's talk Nier, and while we do, let's also keep a few things in mind. I will be spoiling the entire demo, which doesn't have much relevant story in the first place, so don't worry a whole lot here. The demo is also not indicative of the final product, or even features already confirmed to be in the game that aren't included in the demo. This demo review will only focus on what we have available in the demo, not what's going to be included in the full game. I'm not going to do a Let's Play. There's already a few out there, and the demo is short enough that I don't see there being enough variants to justify me doing one as well. Instead, I am going to talk about the demo and its features. Also, as a heads up, I only played through the demo once on normal, and then I beat the first boss fight on hard just to see what I was dealing with on that difficulty. But let's take a look at what we got here. One of the first things I noticed was the music, which seems to be right on par with what fans expect from the series. Here are a few samples.
I'm transmitting your pod program.
Pod program download complete.
Ma'am?
What is it?
I was going to send you the map data I collected earlier.
Do it.
It's just good. I mean, there's no complaints here. The voice acting is actually just fine too. There are Japanese voices available in the demo if that's your thing, so I think we can also, it's safe to assume that it's going to be that way. You're going to have dual audio options when the actual game releases, so that's pretty cool. The graphics aren't anything special. The lack of color is certainly noticeable, but I think it fits into this aesthetic they're trying to build with this mechanical world. But I mean, despite that, I can't pretend like I'm blown away. What I can say though is that the combat does run super smooth, and I didn't notice a single hiccup in frame rate during my first playthrough. There are a couple of impressive set pieces as well during the demo, and I'm sure the guys over at Digital Foundry, though, they're going to do their tests and let everyone know how good or bad the game actually performs, but just based off my own impressions, it seems to run pretty great. Unfortunately, though, I do have some complaints, and they strangely enough, they come from the gameplay. I know, I'm ready to get shot for this, but the player, you get equipped 2 primary weapons and a third over-the-shoulder gun robot thing. You also have access to 1 special ability on a cooldown, which I do believe you have 3 of those in the full game, but again, we're just focusing on the demo here, so all this is fine. It just doesn't feel like transitioning between these elements is as smooth as it should be from a game developed by Platinum Games. I mean, these are the same people that are behind Bayonetta and Metal Gear Rising. These are 2 of the best combat-driven hack-and-slash titles since Devil May Cry 3. this just be this could just be my lack of experience with the combat system. I was struggling between a smooth transition from range to close quarters combat. The game has very clear telegraphs on what weapon type it wants you to use for what enemies, but that wasn't really the issue either. I'm sitting here thinking about it. It might even be that the ranged gunplay just isn't very exciting and it feels slow. I eventually said screw it. I started to rely on the dodge mechanic a lot more and was fighting close quarters combat when I knew I should be fighting ranged. Things seemed simplistic enough with the combat system on the surface, but I did notice that there was a significant uptick in my expertise with the system when I started a new run on hard difficulty. So I mean, there is a curve here, and keeping that in mind, it is Platinum Games. The curve is usually pretty high, and by the end of the game you're doing insane combos and all kinds of crazy stuff, so I really just need more time with it. Speaking of difficulty, if you're an experienced player with these type of games, please skip normal, head right to hard. It felt a lot better and provided a decent challenge. Very hard is also included. It's a one-hit KO system, so I wouldn't recommend starting out that way. You've got to go through the game with some finesse, and I'll be interested in seeing people's playthroughs of this mode to learn more about the combat system and its true complexities. The last thing I'd like to touch on before I head off is that I was extremely underwhelmed by the boss battles. I know this is a demo, but the boss battles required zero thought, and they ended up being a damage until you can queue up a cutscene sort of affair. It left a salty impression, especially with the memories of Metal Gear Rising's and Bayonetta's incredible bosses so clear in my mind. Take a look at it, judge for yourself. There are these huge set pieces and epic moments that are immediately squashed by an anticlimactic finish or a dull case of hold right trigger to win, which you'll see here. Anyway, it's certainly fun. It hasn't changed my entire perspective on purchasing the game. It will retain its pre-ordered status, but I think my hype meter has been reset a bit, which is probably for the best anyway. I think having this series come off from its slow action JRPG gaming roots on the PlayStation 3 to this is a tall feat, and we're getting Platinum's best show they can deliver, despite a few glitches here and there that I ran into while playing the demo. Anyway, thanks for watching and bearing with my sickness. Here's some gameplay, and stay tuned for more videos.
I have to repair him. Hod, get me staunching gel and logic virus vaccines. Then access the...
Inadvisable. The subject's vital signs are too poor to attempt field repair in
Shut up!
current...
Just do what I say!
2B. Just go.
You shut up too.
We're soldiers. We take pride in our service.
HO-229 Flight Unit. Command 677 received. Usage rights transferred from 9S to 2B. Requesting acknowledgement.
Please.
All right.
The machines had that kind of intelligence.
2B. I found a weakness in the target. Hacking in to provide support. 2B. The control on the enemy's upper arm. Use your pod. Should be able to take it over.
I told you to shut up!
Enemy unit. Marking weak point.
Got it. See this control system.
Affirmative. Infiltrating enemy subunit. Behavior table adjusted. Balance controls overridden. Enemy unit subjugation complete.